the world champion horse trainer Christy Wood, who runs Wooden Horse Training Stables in beautiful Three Rivers, California, is back on Big Blend Radio today to talk about her second fundraising campaign with the Independence Fund to purchase an all-terrain wheelchair for a returning veteran. And she's also bringing Faun O'Neill on the show. She's a special programs director for the Independence Fund, and I encourage you to go to their website. It's theindependencefund.org. And Christy also has a Facebook page. You can go to, you type in on Facebook, all-terrain wheelchair for returning veteran, and you'll find it. And we also have it up on our website, nationalparktraveling.com. Look under our Love Your Parks Tour section under T-shirts, and you will see that we have a little campaign thing we're doing ourselves to help them, and you'll see the link there as well. But I want to get Christy on the show here because, Christy, it is good to have you back. Every time you come on, we're talking about something different, man. Welcome.
We sure do. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for asking me to come back.
Hey, Nancy and I are super stoked to have you back on. I want to go into a little bit of history with you about this, but I also want to introduce Faun onto the show. Faun, welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Christy.
Hey.
Hi.
And Nancy's here too, by the way. Nancy,
hi, lady.
She's feeling left out.
I'm not. I'm happy. Hello, Nancy. I'm good.
I know. I'm just messing with y'all, but Christy, I want to just go back on this because, May. Nancy and I hit the road again, full time, and this is really the big one. We thought the first one was the big one, but this is really the big one, and we've decided to cover all parks as we travel. This is our goal. We started off back in 2012-13 to go out and travel full time. We started in 2012, then went permanent in 2013 to visit and cover all national park units. And that's where we met you. Leolani, our friend Leolani, who's now retired from the B&B world, told us, you've got to go see Christy and go on a ride with you, and we did. And it's interesting how things have changed through the years. Now we realize all parks are important. I think it ties into what's happening now in the world. It's tying into even your area, and I think it's really cool that, we've talked about horses and going on trail rides with you in the Sequoias. We've talked with you on shows about the Chief Joseph Trail Ride, which also, is part of military history. And now we're talking about the wheelchair campaign. This is amazing. I mean, where does it end with you?
I know people ask me where I get this energy, and I've tried to start a third book, and there's just so much going on. It's crazy, but
I forgot
my
about
heart
the book. Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in another show some other time. But my heart is I'm very patriotic, and my heart is for the veterans that are returning, and they've given so much so I can have my freedom, and you can have your freedom to come and ride on the trail ride with me, and we can go ride and enjoy the parks and enjoy my historic Chief Joseph Trail Ride. And I'm able to do all that because a veteran has put his life and his body and his mind and his family and everything on the line for me. And I don't know how to say thank you, except I was moved when I saw the all-terrain wheelchair advertised on Fox News one night, and I said, the big corporations are making it happen, but, I'm a little person here, and I feel like everybody needs to step into this, not just leave it up to the big corporations, the people that have the money. I said, I'm going to get this money. And I'm driven to get the $15,000 to raise the money for a wheelchair and change a veteran's life and say thank you.
And you just did. And so when did you start this campaign? Because you achieved this. I know you were doing, car washes, and how did you get all that money?
Okay. Well, it started back in 2014. That's when I first saw it advertised on Fox News. And that's when I started my campaign. And I was trying to be very realistic. I thought, okay, $15,000, I can do this, but I thought it would take me 10 years. But we started out by having car washes and yard sales and a silent auction during one of my trail clinics. And then in the recent months, I've talked to service clubs like the Rotary and the Lions Club. And now that I've really hooked up with Faun and the Independence Fund, knowing that they're a nonprofit, then I plan on speaking to several more service groups, and people can actually get a benefit now, tax deductible donation for helping me achieve my goal for a second chair.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. And so was it December 18th, 19th that you gave the chair? And at the Fox
Yes.
Theater in Visalia?
Yes. So it took me
Wow.
4 years to raise the $15,000 just for doing all the events I just told you about. And I called Faun and said the Independence Fund hooked me up with Faun, who's in California as well as myself. And I said, I have the money. Can you find a veteran for me? And we were able to put it together with the local Visalia Fox Theater, Historic Theater, and they were having a presentation of the movie White Christmas, the old Danny Kaye, Bing Crosby movie, and that actually honors a veteran. And so we thought, okay, this is a perfect time for a presentation, and we put it all together, and we were able to give a very nice man named Julius, who is a single amputee, the wheelchair to change his life around.
Wow. Faun, tell us a little bit about the Independence Fund, because I was on your website, I've been watching the videos, and I'm like, okay, man, this is the one, program to me, like this is what's so interesting, how this all connects. I was watching a video of a veteran that received an all-terrain wheelchair from you, and Nancy and I are so connected into parks and looking at places that are accessible for people. And then one of the videos, there's a veteran who's like, I grew up taking walks in nature and in the forest, and that's my thing. And now I'm able to walk with my daughter, and I was like, I'm going to cry, because this is so powerful about it. I mean, tell us a little bit about that specific program, and we can talk about the other ones as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what our mission here at the Independence Fund is. We were founded in 2007, and we have committed ourselves to empowering our nation's catastrophically wounded, injured, or ill veterans to overcome physical, mental, and emotional wounds that were incurred in the line of duty. The great thing about the Independence Fund is that we serve veterans and caregivers of all eras. So we can serve Korean War veterans, Vietnam veterans, post 9/11 veterans, which is really something that is special to me. And we managed to do this through a number of different programs. The mobility program, which is the program that provides these all-terrain wheelchairs to these catastrophically wounded veterans. And as Christy mentioned, each one of these wheelchairs costs $15,000. And they allow veterans to get back out in nature. They allow them to go into the forest. They allow them to go on the sand, which is something that as an amputee can be extremely difficult. We also have a caregiver program, and that serves the hidden heroes, those people who are helping the veteran through their illness, their injury, making sure that their bills are paid, that their medications are correct. And we take these caregivers and we take them out on retreats, give them a little R&R, a little time for themselves. We have an adaptive sports program as well, where we encourage veterans with injuries to get back out there to enjoy the sport that they love. And we just recently launched a family program that recognizes the littlest heroes among us, the children of those who are catastrophically wounded. Many of the children that we serve in our family program were born post-injury and spent the first few years of their lives with one of their parents recovering at, Walter Reed or one of the other military hospitals. And it's a great deal of sacrifice for such young people. Christy is an amazing individual who single-handedly, took on our mission to raise money to present a wheelchair to a veteran, which we did on December 19th, and to a packed house at the Visalia Fox Theater, I may add. It was absolutely impressive. And she's well on her way to funding a second chair, which we were super excited about. And, these track chairs, like I said, allow these veterans to reconnect with nature, to go fishing or to, take walks with their kids in a foresty area, to navigate over rocks and creek beds and things like that they would not be able to do otherwise.
This is important because I think nature is part of the healing process as well.
For sure.
To be outside, this is so important too, because I think not only Christy, you're raising funds and Independence Fund. You're doing that too, and I love the word the Independence Fund. I love the independence part of it because I think that's the important thing. When something happens, you want to be able to feel free, and the importance is that you're also raising an awareness that our veterans are not getting that care really on top of things. Sometimes you think, oh, go into the military, everything's going to be taken care of. And so there's a huge portion of our general public that may think that everything is funded for them. And it may be in certain ways, but not these things that help them really live their best life, have quality of life.
Quality of life, yeah.
I really couldn't have said it better myself. Truly, the Veterans Affairs, the VA, they're doing the best that they can, and they're working really hard to get better. However, we and the nonprofit sector, the private sector, have a duty to step in and fill that gap and bridge that gap of unmet needs for these veterans, their caregivers, and their families. And that's really what we strive to do at the Independence Fund, is to bridge the gap of unmet needs for veterans, caregivers, and their families. And we do that through these different programs. And again, we could not do it without people like Christy, without people that, donated to her campaign. Every single dollar counts. At the Independence Fund, our entire staff is made up of either caregivers or veterans. So this is a deeply personal mission to each one of us.
Oh, wow.
I like this because I think it's very easy for the average citizen who may not have a person in the military in their family to just go on about their daily life and forget what it means to be in the military.
They take freedom for granted. They take freedom for granted.
I think, and it's easy to do if you don't
have that connection.
If you don't have that connection to the military, you don't, and you've never had a family member come home missing a limb, or a family member who died in a war. If you don't have that, PTSD. If you don't have that, then you are like, you just go waltzing along through life without realizing that there are people here who defend this country. So
it becomes numbers on a TV screen.
But no, at their own risk. They actually enlist at their own risk. And go ahead.
Not just they're not the only ones paying the price. It's their families as well.
Right.
And our Chief Executive Officer, Sarah Verado, she has three, she really truly walks the walk and talks the talk. Her husband is one of the most catastrophically wounded veterans to come home from Afghanistan. She has three girls, ages 4 and under, and her husband just came home the week before Christmas from Walter Reed after undergoing his 119th surgery at Walter Reed.
Oh my gosh.
So like I said, this is a deeply personal mission to each one of us. Christy had the pleasure of meeting my husband, Danny, who is also a disabled veteran and served 2 tours in Iraq. And, each one of us understands the sacrifices that is made by these veterans and their families. And
their families. That's the other part.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're doing our very best to make sure that each one of these veterans of any era, of all eras, are able to get these things like the track chairs or, a little bit of time for themselves through the caregiver program. And we're really, really grateful for people like Christy who understand and recognize and try to help promote the services that we provide to these veterans.
Well, I think this program is incredible. I know Christy has talked a little bit about it before, and now we're just really excited to jump on board with this. Nancy and I are going to be traveling full-time starting in May. This is the big one, Christy. Come see you again. And I want to say that, Three Rivers, I know with Leah, Lonnie, and Peter Sodi, they launched that Hero Appreciation Days. I know that they have that running from January through March. This is an amazing program. I just, you're in Three Rivers. I have to give a shout out to your amazing community that really honors veterans and armed forces, and anyone serving in the armed
heroes.
forces. Our heroes, our firefighters. I love my firefighters.
Right. Right.
But an amazing program, and it culminates I think it's the last Saturday of March as the bathtub race. Just saying, if anybody gets in the bathtub race, it's a racing across
fun.
Lake Cahuilla for charity. You got to do it for Christy. I'm just saying.
That sounds amazing.
You got to do it for Christy's program. But here it is. We're very excited to bring this into the T-shirt campaign. We said, like, part of our lesson the first 3 years we traveled full time was there were people that just wanted to be part of the tour that weren't like the hotels or anything like that. They were like, well, how do us park travelers get involved? And so we thought, well, we do need gas money. So let's the tour is an expensive ordeal to go across the country, for the rest of your life and do this. And we're trying to document every single park in America, their local communities, the historic sites, and many parks are places like Gettysburg, battlefields, military history is really part of that. And I encourage everybody to look in what they have in your local community. You're going to have a historic site that goes back to something where someone stood up for you.
Exactly.
Period. There's going to be a memorial. Yep. There's going to be something in your community, and to not overlook it and just go visit it. If you haven't seen it since you were a kid, go back.
You got to
get that lesson again.
You got to read the history and stand on the ground where it happened, and it becomes real.
And even if
then you get it.
Even if it didn't happen there, you're going to have a memorial that reminds you of the people from your community. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing for the rest of our life until we both melt from the witches from the Wizard of Oz. But we decided to launch a T-shirt campaign so that it would, part of it goes to our gas money, but 50% of T-shirt funds go to nonprofits. And we have this new T-shirt that has a bald eagle. It's a beautiful bald eagle. And 25% will go from every sale of this T-shirt will go towards Christy's campaign for her next all-terrain wheelchair for a veteran. 25% will go to our friends. We're excited about this. And our friends at the National Parks Arts Foundation, they have a veterans program for artists and musicians and writers. Anybody who's in the arts that's a veteran, you get to stay if you submit towards this. And we've interviewed about 3 veterans now. 3 veterans now. Chip Beck, who has traveled 149 countries as a combat artist. We've interviewed him now 3 times. We've interviewed Nick Collier, Sean McGraw, artists that they've stayed in Big Bend, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, Gettysburg, you name it, Chaco National Monument up in New Mexico. And they stay for a month and create art, and their art gets part of the National Park Service. It's very cool. They do workshops, and so 25% goes to them, and 25% will go to Christie's. And we need 5 shirts to be sold now so that this campaign can be going on in perpetuity. So that's all I can say about that. Is we just need 5 shirt sales, and then this T-shirt sale campaign can go on forever.
And it's a beautiful shirt.
It's a beautiful shirt. So there you go.
Yes,
that's my plug.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Well, thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything you're doing. Christy, any other things you're doing that people should know about for donations?
Well, for donations, it's very simple. If they can, the local people or people that know me can either send a check to me made out to the Independence Fund, and I will send them in about once a month. I hope to send them checks, but just put my name, Christy Wood, in the memo for Christy Wood's chair. And then they can also just send it in directly to the Independence Fund and just put my name on the memo as well, Christy Wood Chair. The Independence Fund is going to actually start a savings account for me for the second chair. And as Faun had said, we've already got some money started for the second one, and I'm speaking to more service groups. So I am available to talk to schools and anybody that's interested and wants to get involved with possibly the nonprofit and just wants to help a veteran.
Thank you guys for what you're doing.
Yeah, and if anybody would like to learn more about our organization, they can always visit our website at independencefund.org. And there's lots of information. We've awarded over 2,300 track chairs to date, which is amazing.
Isn't that great?
So
Awesome.
we're looking for 2301 with this next donation from Christy. So thank you, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you guys for joining us. So everyone, independencefund.org. Also, for the T-shirt, go to nationalparktraveling.com. You'll see it right on our homepage, or look under Love Your Parks Tour. You'll see it there, the T-shirts that we have, and or go to bonfire.com/bald-eagle. The eagle's bald, y'all.
I know. I don't know why they call him that.
I know, but we have a song for you. This is from Doreen Taylor, Billboard charting contemporary pop artist who's got her own off-Broadway play happening in March. This song is called Colors of the USA, and it's about the history, and she wrote this for the National Parks Conservation Association in just in honor of the centennial of our national park system a few years ago. And it really is about the history of our parks, not just the beauty, of course the beauty of our parks, but also the fact is that history is in our parks. So we want to play that in honor of both of you being on the show and for what you do. So thank you both for joining us, and here it is, Colors of the USA, and everyone, you can keep it, go to DoreenTaylorMusic.com to keep up with her. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Faun.
Thank you.
Every day